is to try to get somebody to chase him, and he likes to hit people on the way in, using their force to come in to nail them with. Moving around, see what Don Wilson has. Don Wilson coming out being the aggressor. Double round kick then thrown by Jimmy Horsley. Hard left hand in by Jimmy Horsley. He did get Wilson coming in a little bit, but Wilson made him reach with that left hand. Oh, good side kick in by Don Wilson, landing on the arm of Jimmy Horsley. Good hook kick in by Don Wilson. Crowd loves it. It was almost on target. Oh, good solid shot. Don Wilson catching Horsley coming in. Once again, both men very equal in weight. Good strength. Good solid shot then thrown by, hard shot thrown by Don Wilson. Horsley ducked under it.
Both these fighters with tremendously impressive kicks.
Fight is scheduled 9 rounds. Both men in extremely good shape.
Jimmy Horsley,
very fast pace for the first round.
Well, Jimmy Horsley has predicted he's going to knock Don Wilson out in the 4th round, and Don Wilson, conversely, has predicted he's going to knock Jimmy Horsley out in the 5th round.
And Don Wilson said by the 5th round, Horsley will be down. Now, Wilson taunting him. Oh, hard shot then thrown by Wilson. Horsley, smooth move, is catching him to keep himself up. Wilson landing a hard shot. Now Horsley coming back. Horsley looking a little bit dazed. Wilson raising his hands in anticipated victory. He really buckled Horsley's knees with both those shots, but Horsley grabbed onto him, kept from going down by holding himself up.
That's the mark of a class fighter.
Solid left hand then thrown by Horsley. Good round kick thrown by Horsley at the end of the round.
Round 2, Larry Black along with Joe Corley, a scheduled 9-round United States Middleweight Championship bout. On the right of your screen is Jimmy Horsley. On the left of your screen in the red pants is hometown favorite, Don Wilson.
Larry, in that first round, Don Wilson landed several solid shots against Jimmy Horsley. I had to give that round to Don Wilson by 10-9. Spinning over back kick in by Jimmy Horsley. Landed on the shoulder. Both men using a lot of kicks. A lot of poise. Neither man in a big hurry at this point.
You can tell by looking at their bodies, these men are in tremendous shape.
Good round kick in. Crowd loved it. Horsley picked it off with his glove as it got up close to his face. Once again, Horsley's a little taller than most of the opponents that Don Wilson has been fighting. Don Wilson is one of the better kickers in the sport. Kicks a lot, kicks really well. Horsley waiting to throw that left hand. Don Wilson not giving him the opportunity. Horsley moving himself out of trouble. Horsley landed the left hand then, threw himself a little off balance. It just landed very lightly. Wilson with a right round kick, didn't land too solid. Horsley with a real kind of wild left shot. Good round kicked in by Don Wilson. Barely tapped Horsley on the chin. Jimmy Horsley didn't hurt him. The crowd loves it. That's part of the kicking style that the crowd loves of Don Wilson. Oh, good left hand in by Jimmy Horsley right at the bell. Just solid, straight left.
Let's go about 90 seconds in and see this round kick.
Don Wilson skipping in, knee up, right round kick right there on the chin.
Round number 3. With Jimmy Horsley on the left of your screen and Don Wilson in the red pants.
Oh, right round kicked in by Don Wilson. Snapped Jimmy Horsley's head back. Very quick kick. Oh, good spinning kicked in by Jimmy Horsley. The crowd liked that, but Wilson moved out of the way of it. Horsley chasing him with that left hand, ready to throw it. Wilson moving out, covering up. Oh, good left hand in by Jimmy Horsley. Counter off the left round kick of Don Wilson.
Two tremendous athletes in the ring now.
Both men have the power to take each other out with either hand or either foot, yet neither man has ever been knocked down. And both men have knocked out a lot of their opponents. You couldn't ask for a better matchup. Don Wilson, to me, seems to be a little bit confused, not knowing exactly which way to attack Jimmy Horsley at this moment. Oh, good round kicked in by Don Wilson. Looked like it staggered Jimmy Horsley a little bit. Horsley trying to get it back. Wilson's got Horsley raising his hands, going after the kicks now. That can get you in trouble. You go after a kick comes low, you drop your hand down, then a hand comes right behind it. Another good high kick in by Don Wilson. Quick round kick over the shoulder then of Jimmy Horsley.
I am tremendously impressed with the athletic ability and power in these two men.
Hard kicks, hard punches. Horsley waiting to throw that left hand again. He's just setting it up. There it came. Couldn't tell if the shot landed in by Wilson. Bill Clark, center referee, says no. It was a push down.
Well, that's the end of round number 3, and let's take a break.
Don't be left in the dark when it comes to personal.
End of the round. Jimmy Horsley knocked down Don Wilson with a left wide shot. It didn't hurt Wilson, but that would have given the score to Horsley, a round to Horsley by a score of 10-8.
Crowd really reacts to these high-flying kicks.
Coming with a wide left hand now, really covering a lot of different distance. That could be dangerous. Don Wilson could catch him on the way in with these shots.
The way the crowd is reacting to this, I can really tell this is a tremendous spectator sport.
Horsley starting to be a little bit more aggressive now than he was in the early rounds. Wilson still seems to be a little bit confused, does not have a specific fight plan to work with right now. Keeps working the kicks in. Horsley ready to throw that left hand. You can see Horsley just setting back.
Both of these fighters are fighting with their right side forward.
There went the left hand. Off the mark. Oh, good. Right round kicked in by Don Wilson to the face. Good counter off that long left hand that Horsley threw. Wilson has thrown 61 kicks so far in this fight. Jimmy Horsley has thrown 52. So far in the fight, I have Horsley ahead by a score of 38-37.
Yes, it certainly is a close one.
Hard round kicked in by Jimmy Horsley. Tying Don Wilson up. Don Wilson landing a solid shot to the body inside. Solid side kick by Don Wilson.
We passed through the round that Jimmy Horsley said, or pardon me, Don Wilson said he would take Jimmy Horsley out. Here's the jump kick.
Jump spinning round kick by Jimmy Horsley. Years and years going to the development of that move. Touching down. The kick missed. It is a very, very difficult kick to miss, to land. Very difficult to learn. Scheduled 9 rounds. Both men still moving very well, Larry.
We're into round 6 with both fighters still dancing and kicking well. The scheduled 9-rounder, as you said, Joe, 2 minutes per round and 8 kicks at least per round, but these fighters have been doing almost double that.
Oh, throwing some really nice kicks. Nice spinning kicked in by Jimmy Horsley. Wilson blocking it on the end. Wilson throwing some very quick front leg, right leg round kicks.
Well, Joe Corley, to this point in the fight, how would you have it scored?
I have it dead even right now, Larry. 47-47 with Don Wilson winning that last round 10-9.
Of course, your scorecard is unofficial. We'll be going by the 3 judges if we do go to a decision. 3 judges are Bill LaCory, Bill Heimberger, and Larry Pate. Center referee Bill Clark does not have a vote.
Jimmy Horsley with that long left hand again. Once again, most of his power comes in that left hand. Sometimes he will overextend himself with it. Wilson now overextending himself. Through the ropes in. Referee Bill Clark counting him. He's back in now. No problem. Jimmy Horsley still ready to fight.
Well, so far, Jimmy Horsley has not been able to land.
Don
that
Wilson
left
catching him,
solid.
coming in. As you say, he hadn't been able to land it. He's closing the distance with that left hand, and Don Wilson is catching him, coming in. And Horsley was overextending himself, trying to cover too much distance with that left hand. Oh, good right hand in by Don Wilson. Seems to have Horsley in trouble. Jimmy Horsley goes down. Good left-hand shot then by Don Wilson. And the bell is rung.
That's the end of the round. Round number 7, scheduled 9-rounder, but nobody thinks it will go that far.
Oh, the stopper seems to be out now. Both men deciding they're going to let it go. Horsley now chasing Wilson. Wilson throwing a hard shot. Horsley putting the pressure on. Center referee Bill Clark breaking them. What an opening for the round. Jimmy Horsley trying to call time for some reason, being counted out by center referee Bill Clark.
Fight's over.
Fight's over. Jimmy Horsley seemed to have injured his leg somehow. Leg hurt, his knee hurt somehow. I don't know exactly what happened. Don Wilson just going crazy. Don't know exactly what happened then. Have to go back and take a look at that to see just exactly what did happen to his leg. Yeah, both men had each other going at different points in the fight. Then strangely in the 7th round, Jimmy Horsley stopped and we really didn't know what happened. The word from the dressing room is that earlier in the fight he caught his ankle and twisted it, and it got worse and worse as the round went on. He kicked Don Wilson on the elbow a couple of times, and then his ankle just wouldn't support his weight anymore, so he just couldn't continue because he was going to be having to throw the kicks with it, and so he felt it better to stop.
Don the Dragon Wilson gave a glimpse